Welcome to the Café 22 review, Veterans at Ease charity Café review. And I would like to just say, I didn't say this in the actual video, but the customer service that was given was very friendly, nice, and it was on Jackson Street, so if you get the chance, check it out. This is Café 22, Veterans at Ease, Gateshead, Jackson Street. Really good customer service. Check out the review. Hello fellow surfers, welcome to Flavour Tasters, the food and beverage review channel, and all things relating to food, beverage, health, Now I'm not going to obviously lift up too much. I've already shown, as you can see here, maybe I'll have this as a thumbnail. I don't think I would fit in everything. However, I used to come here when it was called Jackson's, and I didn't even get the prices. I don't know if I got the receipt, my bad. Should have really thought about the receipt, but the chips, I believe the chips, curry and rice is £5 if I'm not mistaken, and I believe each of these were £2.50 each, so that will be what, 5, 10, 12, 12.50. Nice hot plates. Right, so I'm just going to get into it. It might be a little bit loud, so I apologise for any audio. The chips are firm. Now I'm going to get a little bit. I should have got the chip by itself. Now, for a cheapest meal, the nice crunchiness to the chip, actually I like. There's a little bit of a skin on the chip as well. The aroma coming off the curry is sweet. The curry itself is fruity. Now let me get a chip by itself without, I'll get the other side, so it's just a chip. Nice crunchiness. There is a little bit of olive oil to it, but there's a nice crunch to it. Hot. Now, you don't want this falling on us, but nice big flakes of chicken. And for £5, not bad. I believe it's £5. Chips, rice, and the curry. It's just from what I can see, like just the chicken, the curry flavour. I don't see any onions in or anything like that. But this is as part of a charity as well. The veterans, I've got it in the video. Now I want to get the rice. It does look, however, relating to the rice, to be possibly bagged, but it might not be. But yeah, so it's probably bagged. However, even though it is bagged and the rice is a little bit bland, the curry itself is sweet, fruity, and I think it's got like a bit of a nuttiness because of the chips. So it kind of takes away, like, you're not necessarily focusing so much on the just the rice itself. You're going to mix it up, right? Now, I'm going to move this around, obviously, because I'm going to review the pasties as well. You know, for a meal, mixing this, the curry with the rice, very nice. Rice by itself, yeah, it seems like a bagged rice. The chips though, I think the chips for me, I'm actually shocked at the crunch on them. It's a little bite to them. I like the potato skins. Maybe it's a little bit of seasoning, but I could have probably got some like salt packs anyway. I prefer these over the fries at like McDonald's and at Burger King. The curry again, like I say, it's got a nice sweetness to it, fruitiness to it. I don't know, I don't want to be saying too bad. It could be tinned curry. I don't think that is the case because it's got big slices of chicken and it's sweeter than some of the other stuff. The stuff that you normally get, like in tin, is almost a chemically. That doesn't have that chemically flavour. But let's get anyway. I like to say I like the curry. I'm going to get some of the corned beef pasty. Yeah, that's it. Corned beef pasty. Well, it's not pasty, it's a slice, a square. Lightly dry on the pastry, but a lot of the times, even when I was a little kid, when I got these type of things, they were always having that kind of dryness because of the ingredients that what I would assume is mashed potato, the corned beef in it. I believe this is home cooked. The reason for it, because it's now it's a little bit dry, but it's the top, the way that it's put out, it looks like a home baked or homemade one. Get a little bit of we'll get a little bit of the potato. See the seasoning. Nicely salted. There's a nice seasoning of salt in the actual thing. The one that I'm actually kind of looking forward to trying as well, is because I've never heard of it, the kebab cheese, and I forget what we'll see. So I'm going to go, like I say, the square, the corned beef square is nicely seasoned. A little bit dry, but nicely seasoned, so it's for £2.50, quite a nice bite, nice eat. Now I'm going to go to this. Now it looks a little, because it has been in the microwave, this, it's a little bit stiff. So it's got kebab, cheese, and I forget what the other ingredients is. This is just like a basic cut. Pasty. What tastes like red Leicester cheese. put in, heat it up, melts. Now this probably would have been better once it was cooked straight away. Again, as you can see, a little bit of cheese, a little bit. I haven't got to the meat where the actual meat's in the middle. Pastry is flaky. You can see flakiness. However, as it's been microwaved, it does kind of take away the flakiness, how it feels as a texture, but then it kind of dampens it. It kind of compresses. But if you were to get this as it was just cooked, I would assume because of the, like I say, the flake, how it's flaking. I like the cheese with this actually, with the kebab. The kebab meat looks like any kebab meat you would pretty much get into in a kebab shop. Maybe it could be just, maybe you could get this from a shop. I've never seen these in a shop, so I'm not going to say that it is, especially since it's flaked. You know, since it's flaked. Normally when you get like proper like microwave things from Tesco and stuff, it doesn't flake the way that it would with when you do it like home. So you can see, let's try and get that. You see the, I think that's red Leicester. It's got that almost beef burgery kind of flavour to it. To be honest, this, you know when you go to a carnival or you go to like bonfire night if you're in England and they sell them burgers, that's kind of the flavour that I'm getting from this. And it's better than some of the, like I say, I think it was the Burger King with how dry the buns were. I would say this is better tasting than the Burger King burger, like the double cheeseburger. Probably more meat in it as well. So I'm going to lift this up. Give me a second. I'm going to lift this up and show you if, like a red Leicester, kind of maybe cheese slice or possibly grated cheese being heated up, and there's the, pardon me, the meat, and the meat's quite a nice thickness as you can see, right? Yeah, I think it's probably a red Leicester style cheese slice put on, then the meat on top. Yeah, nice flake, as you can see, there's a lot of flake to it. And now we're getting on to the, what looks like a quiche, cheese and onion quiche, or square. Looks nice, doesn't it? Nice layers there. I don't want to kind of get the Cornish pasty on, but it's a nice egginess. Straight away, an almost scrambled egg, a little bit of a wateriness to it, but the scrambled egg kind of flavour. Maybe it's a, you know, if you put a little bit too much milk in with the when you're whisking, might be a little bit more milk than should be in, but yeah, the nice scrambled eggs with a bit of the cheese with the onion flavour. Let's try and I'm not necessarily picking up the onion. If I am, it's probably a bit like a little bit more watery or milky from the milk mixed with the scrambled eggs kind of flavour. The cheese I'm picking up, but lightly. It's more, again, it's more of the actual, it's more of the scrambled egg that I'm actually picking up. Now, if I had to pick out of the whole thing, I would probably say that one is not as, like for me personally, not as much flavour to it. However, out of the square slash pasty, I would have to go back to the it's a little bit stiff, but I would have to go back this one. This one's like a cheeseburger and a pasty. That's really nice. Now I'm going to eat a bit of this. I'm going to try and get some like cardboard boxes. For the rest, I don't have a bag, so again I'm going to go just quickly back to the corned beef. We'll go back to the corned beef just to test one more time for the saltiness. Okay, so for me, the kebab and cheese pasty is the best on this plate. On this plate, this one is the best. The corned beef pasty, slightly salted as well. That would be the second best. Yeah. You can see how it's nicely cooked as well. This one, again, for me, the kind of quiche, cheese, egg kind of square. It's not really for me personally. That plate in itself, though, for £7.50 for that many kind of the pasty and the squares, well worth it. Now, if we get back to the chips and rice and curry with chicken. I don't want to too much there, but there's a nice crunch, like I said, to the chips. Let's get a bit of like a big piece of chicken now. It's just falling apart there on us. It's a little bit messy, so if you like messy food, I used to love this, like I said, when I went to Jackson's, when it was called Jackson's, I used to like the chips, some rice up mashed potato. Personally, I would get mashed potato, the chips, the chicken curry over the chips. It's what I used to come and get after I go like out for a walk or a gym or whatever for my dinner. Again, the chicken. Just try and get the chicken by itself. Look up. Well, that's good. Fell onto my. Fell onto my microphones, but yeah. So the chicken looks like it's proper, like proper chicken, but maybe it's already cut and they're reheating it in there. But yeah, the fruitiness of the curry so what I'm going to do, I'm going to eat a bit, I'm going to have a chip by itself, police, news. Now I'm going to give it an honest review. For me, the best part of this meal is the chips, chicken curry, and the rice. Although the rice is a little bit bland, that's the best part of this meal. Second best part would be the kebab and cheese pasty. Then the Cornish square, and then the cheese and egg kind of sliced square. 4, 5, 10, £12.50 for the whole meal. Again, this is what you're getting for, you've already seen it start, this is what you're getting for £12.50. Like 2 plates, quite decent. So you could either get like the chips for yourself, then you could get that for your friend for about £12.50. You could get chips, 2 chips for £10 with the curry and stuff. You know, quite decent price, and it's helping out, again, like I say, helping out a charity. I believe the money will go obviously towards the charity, and the charity is the veterans, which I'll show you again. You would have probably seen in the opening anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this stream, this video. I'm going to give this I'm going to give it for the meat, like, it's going to be hard because it's kind of 2 different meals, but as a meal for the price, I'm going to give it a 7. Now, most of this would be, like I say, the 7 essentially comes from this. This is what gives it the meat. If I was to do it just solely off this, it probably would be like a 6 or 5, like an average, and that would give it like the edge to the 6. This is okay and stuff, but yeah, like I said, there's 2 things that stood out for me personally. The other 2, this you know, the corned beef pasty or the corned beef square is salted. Just for me, maybe it's, they're lacking more than the actual rice, the curry, the chips, and I like how the chips have like a snap in the skin. Yeah. And the pasty. The pasty's got a nice richness to the cheese. Even if it would be like a cheap cheese, the mixture has a nice carnival or bonfire night kind of cheeseburger, like a party. You go somewhere when maybe it's for sports where they're doing it outside in a van, that kind of actual burger. You know, it's not like a fine dining burger, but it's somewhere in between. It's not like a cheap burger. That's what I'm getting from that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this stream here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, select all notifications, strike the like, share the content. You should check this out. 7 out of 10 for the whole meal, and it's cheap, well worth checking, and it should go towards a good charity, the things that you're doing. I'm going to get this packed up for myself, yeah, we'll get this packed up for myself, and I will see you in the next one. So I'm outside, it's behind me by the way, it's over there. Veteran at Ease charity, Café 22, and it was actually less. It was £2, £2. I think they might have got different names, or maybe they put it out that way. But it was total £11. On the board it said, again, like I say, I think it would have came to £12.50, but they've done it for £11. Yeah, not bad for that. So just a little update because I got the price wrong. I wanted to talk about it. They put it down as sausage roll, but obviously it wasn't. Sausage rolls, the things that I had. But yeah, go check it out and help out a charity, Veterans at Ease. I'll get some B-roll. I'll catch you later.